YouTube family. Original Grown Beef finally getting a gameplay up after the DLC drop. I originally planned to upload a lot of gameplays, from live commentaries to my regular commentaries to keeping my new series that I started last week up, and all of that just kinda didn't really go that route because the day after the DLC dropped, I ended up going into surgery. I went to the hospital. I was having these really crazy headaches, and I have a condition called hydrocephalus, and it's basically buildup of fluids and water against the brain, and it puts tremendous pressure on the brain, and it just gives you these really crazy headaches. So anytime I have a headache that lasts more than I'd say 6 hours or so, I go get checked out at the hospital, see if my shunt is malfunctioning. A shunt is pretty much what they put into your head to drain the fluids out into the abdomen. Well, I ended up having to have my 4th surgery like the day after the DLC drop. So I was in the hospital for 3 days, and I've been home for probably about a day and a half, and just wasn't really up for making a commentary right away. But now I just really feel like I want to get something up and just kind of update you all before y'all start unsubbing again, because I was really starting to build my subscribers up before this happened. But I wanted to do another tips abstract, but I just wasn't feeling up to it. So today I want to talk about just a little bit about, first of all, SkyJacked was my best map on Black Ops 2, and I really thought I was going to be able to just jump on here and dominate like I used to be able to do, but it didn't happen right away. I ended up like going negative my first few times, and it was just such a surprise because I remember how well I used to do on this map, and it pretty much is the exact same map. But once I realized that, hey man, you still gotta play smart, you still gotta make good decisions, then I started having decent gameplays again. So I think this gameplay I go like 45 and 13 or something close or around that. But what I really want to talk about is stop complaining. So much of the game is actually in your control, and people don't take the time to really realize how much of the game is actually in their control. Sure, there's going to be lag. Sure, there's going to be weird moments where you shoot first, and sure, there's going to be moments where, you know, a guy just knifes you through all your bullets, or there's going to be stuff that is really completely out of your control. But at the end of the day, you know, so much of it actually is in your control. And when something crazy happens, you know, it comes time to just don't dwell on it. Just let that shit go. There's been so many instances where, you know, I'm 1 or, you know, maybe 2 kills off of my first streak, and I cycle my streaks well once I get the first one. You know, when I get my Wraith, usually my raps are coming pretty quickly, or my haters coming pretty quickly. But there's been some times where I've been a couple off and I've died, and sometimes it's bullshit. But what I've learned to say is, I'm not gonna complain, I'm just gonna go on another streak. And most of the time, and I do mean like almost maybe 7 or 8 times out of 10, when I say I'm not going to complain, I'm just going to go on another streak, I end up going on another streak and having a really good game. So that's really my advice, because there's going to be times where your bullets aren't going to register. There's going to be times where a guy's camping in a corner doing something weird, but what happens is, mentally, you take yourself out of the game when you complain, because you shift all the focus on what you think the game has done to prevent you from doing well. and now you're focused on, oh man, is the game gonna hold me over again, or is the game gonna do this, or is the game gonna do that? But as long as you're focused on what you have control over, as long as you're focused on your skills as a player and putting yourself in positions to do well, then your mind is on the game, and you're going to continue to do well. But as long as you're complaining, as long as you're frustrated, as long as you are blaming it on the game itself, you will continue to do bad. So thanks for checking me out. Thanks for taking a look at my comeback. Let me know what you guys think about complaining and how it affects your overall game in the comments, and I'll see y'all later.